Hello, fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today for this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. WIP, W-I-P, stands for Work in Progress, and this is mine. You are welcome and encouraged to go grab whatever you are working on and work alongside while I chat, or alternatively, you can treat this as a podcast and just listen while I chat. Today I'm going to be working on my Sleepy Time kit from Diamond Painting Shop. As you can see, I'm about halfway done with it. So let me zoom into where I'm going to be working and I will be right back. So let me jump right into my regular life. First of all, my son is doing laundry, so if you hear noises in the background of my dryer, I apologize. I left this way too late to get it done, but we were busy watching the Olympics. Hubby and I, of course, had to watch the men's curling because it was Canada versus Great Britain for the gold. Then after that, there was the ice skating gala where they all did some fun routines. And so, of course, I had to watch that. And then I was like, oh no, it's so late. I should have done this a couple of hours ago. But, you know, things happen. We took the dogs up to my mother-in-law's, let them play with the St. Bernard. They're still not friends, really. Sable and the St. Bernard just ignore each other. Oscar wants to play, but the St. Bernard is having none of him. So we're just going to keep taking him up there and hope that at some point they get used to each other and call it good. I forgot to start my timer. Let me do that real quick. And I gotta say, I'm really enjoying, well, that's diamond painting. Okay, let me back up. Let me look at my notes. Let's see, what else did we do? We've had lots of snow, and apparently we're going to be getting even more, although not as much as some places in the States. My husband told me that he saw a forecast for Boston that said they were going to get 35 inches. I don't even know how to imagine what that looks like. There's another nor'easter coming through, I guess. I don't think we're going to get much where we are, but you never know. I have had a headache for the last couple of days. I always get migraines when the weather's about to change, so I don't know. We'll see. I don't have anywhere I have to be, so I think I'd be okay. I certainly don't want 35 inches of snow, but I guess we'll find out. We did go out to dinner on Friday for my brother-in-law's birthday, and everybody had a really good time. My mother-in-law wants to go out again for my sister-in-law's birthday, so we'll be doing that sometime next month. It's been really good to see her getting out and about. She was really kind of stuck in the house for so long that it's been really nice to see her getting out and going to dinner with us and having fun, just enjoying everybody's company. And we all have room to sit and talk, and we have elbow room, and we're not kind of shoved around the kitchen table. I mean, it's nice to be at home and not have to have somebody pay for dinner, but it is nice to go out sometimes. So my brother-in-law wasn't feeling well, so don't know that he enjoyed it a whole bunch, but we at least got out and everybody had a good dinner, so that was nice. I've been doing my tutoring with my student online because of all the weather. Her car has been in the shop too, so that was been part of it, but meeting online has actually been nice. So it's nice to know that I have that as an option, that I have figured out how to make it work. Thought it would be a little more difficult in person. I think she's a little more relaxed with the in-person, but it works, so it's all good. And then we had a meeting for the group that I'm volunteer tutoring with and had lots of nice discussions and everything. And then I just made a comment to somebody that had been jonesing for some no-bake cookies, so I was going to make no-bake cookies, and they were all like, what are you talking about? What are no-bake cookies? And I was like, you guys have never had no-bake cookies? Like, I'm fairly certain I've seen them at the grocery stores, but they're all like, no, what is it? So I'm describing it, and several of them are like, I've never heard that before. How do you not bake a cookie? And of course, I'm blown away. This is like a recipe that I learned in Girl Scouts that we could do because you didn't have to have an oven, right? I don't have the recipe memorized like I do with my Toll House cookies, my chocolate chip cookies, but it's butter, sugar, cocoa, and then you add in peanut butter and oats, and then you just plop it onto wax paper. So I'm telling my husband about this, and he's like, they call them frogs here. And I'm like, oh, okay. So if I'd have said that And I'm like, maybe they're just pulling my leg because I told them that I would bake them and bring them to the next meeting. So maybe they're just pulling my leg that they don't know what they are to get free cookies. We'll see. I'm going to bring them and see what they say and see if I can decide if they were pulling my leg or not. But I have been jonesing for the cookies, so it's all good. I'm still going to make them and do it that way. Anyway, it was a nice meeting. I missed the last one because of everything going on with my father-in-law, so it's all good. Everything's caught up. Hubby had to go into town to get his teeth cleaned, so I went with him. And so then we decided to go out to lunch. And the place that I picked, the hygienist was like, "Oh, I go there all the time. I love it." And it was this place, they serve breakfast and lunch. They're not open for dinner, but it's like a 50s kind of retro diner. There's a place like that that we used to go to all the time where we're from. So to find something like that, it just kind of felt really nice to feel someplace that felt sort of like home. It was different, of course, sort of like a cross between a 50s diner and a Cracker Barrel, if you know what those are. Had a lot of like lodge, skis, snowshoe type stuff on the walls. But then they had like Elvis and Marilyn Monroe and James Dean photos, and it was black and white checkered tile and had that kind of black leather booths. So, and the food was really good. So we'll be definitely going there again whenever we're nearby and they're open. They didn't have like all the sodas and malts and shakes and everything like the diner at in Kansas did, but that's okay. It was still good. I was amazed. They had some pictures of old hockey players on the wall, and they're all playing with no helmets. And I was like, oh my goodness, they played with no helmets. No wonder none of them had any teeth. I can't imagine playing hockey with no helmet. That's insane. Anyway, it was really good, so we enjoyed that. And then, let's see what else happened this week. Oh, you guys, this is just a weird aside, but I was listening to one of my podcasts and they were talking about different Looney Tunes characters. All of them thought that Tweety Bird was a girl. And I'm like, wait a minute, did I miss a memo somewhere? Because I have always thought that Tweety Bird was a boy. They made me doubt myself so much I had to go look it up. So if any of you are curious or thought that Tweety Bird was a girl, he's not. He's a boy. I don't know where that came from. I asked my husband and he thought it was a girl too. And I was like, what? What about his voice seems female? I don't get it. Maybe I'm just missing something. Anyway, I just thought that was weird. That was one of those my mind is blown things. Sort of like the fact that none of them had ever had no bake cookies. I was like, how have you never had these? It's like saying you've never had a s'more. Are there people who've never had s'mores? Because if you haven't, you're missing out. While I was at my meeting, my husband went to 2 different bakeries and got way too many sweets. So I'm kicking myself. I had a cinnamon roll and a cinnamon sugar croissant, and my stomach is not appreciative of that much gluten all at once. I should have known not to eat both of them, but they were so good. Thought I was doing okay, but nope. The later the evening gets, the more my stomach is like, shouldn't have done that. It's okay. I'll be fine in the morning. Eat a couple of Rolaids and it'll be okay. And then I won't eat anything else like that. The other bakery that I went to, they make these to die for. I think I've told you guys about the lemon tarts. So he got me a couple of those. So I'll probably have one of those tomorrow. But those are like they don't have a ton of gluten in them. So I should be okay there. I hope. I'm eating it anyway, probably. And we've had to be careful about the dogs coming in and out because it's been cold and then it warms up and everything melts and then it's super cold and then everything freezes. So we have a bunch of ice everywhere. Hubby has broken some of it up. We've put some salt down in other places. The dogs have decided they like eating the broken ice. So they keep trying to bring it in the house. They'll get a big chunk of ice and then try to bring it in the house so they can eat it. They were both very good for the car ride to my mother-in-law's though, so although we had to put them in the crate when we went out to dinner because everybody was going, and of course we were going out to a restaurant so we couldn't take them. Oh my gosh, when we got home you'd thought we were only gone for an hour and a half. You'd have thought we'd been gone for days the way they greeted us when we got home. Like we'd locked them in there without food and water for days. Like, you guys, we're only in there an hour and a half. And we fed them before we left, fed them early. They were just pitiful. They were fine, of course, but they were just trying to act pitiful. Okay. Oh, and when I went to my meeting, my tutoring meeting, I was talking about trying to find some things to do, and one of the ladies said she was going to be going to play pickleball later, and I was like, wait, what? They play pickleball? And she's in some kind of group. They don't call them leagues, but they have groups that meet and play on a regular basis. She's like, you just have to pay the gym fee, which is like $5 or something. And she said they're going to start having weekend sessions where basically you show up and they teach you how to play. My son already knows how to play. They used to play a lot in his high school gym class, and he really likes it. And I've watched a couple of videos about it, and he and I have talked about going someplace and playing, but I'm like, you can't be like slamming the ball at me and stuff like that. Like, I just want a nice, gentle workout. My knees are not in great shape. I don't want to have to try and do a lot of running. And so I said to the people in my meeting, I said, you know, my son knows how to play, but I haven't played with him because I'm afraid he'll kill me. So the lady in my tutoring group that plays, she said, oh, I'd let you play on my team if you wanted to, even though you don't really know how to play yet. So I'm going to look it up and see when their little like intro session is and see if we can go to that. And she said the people that are running it now, the person that used to run it retired. It's a younger person running it now. And she said they're always looking for younger people to get involved. And I was like, well, my son has been looking for something like that, so maybe I'll see if I can talk him into going with me since he already knows how to play. And then maybe he can find a group to play with as well. So I'm excited for that too. This may be one of my shorter WIP chats. I apologize, but I left it too late, and WIP chats as the longest videos are usually the longest ones to edit too. Because typically whatever you film, whatever the end length is, you've either talked 3 times that much, sometimes 4, and you've spent 3 or 4 times that much time editing. So not only do I have to film it and get everything on film, then I have to spend time editing it. So yeah, sometimes it ends up being way shorter than I plan on. Some weeks I just don't have a ton to say. Last week I was not feeling good. I don't think I ever mentioned why I didn't do a WIP and chat last week. I wasn't feeling good, so I just didn't do one. Couldn't get up the energy. And of course, today, Sunday, when you're seeing this, we will be busy watching the hockey game because it's US versus Canada. And because they're playing in Italy, I think it's in the afternoon in Italy, but it's like 9 o'clock in the morning, a lot of places here. Hubby saw on Facebook that Ontario is making an exception for alcohol sales, beer sales, to take place earlier on Sunday so that people can drink, I guess, while they watch the hockey game. I guess it's not hockey unless you have a beer with it. When I was at my meeting there, somebody mentioned that there were a bunch of people complaining that it was so early in the morning, and they're like, but it's afternoon in Italy. So this is what happens when you play in faraway places. My son and I were discussing it, and he said, Mom, how come all the dangerous sports are in the Winter Olympics? And I said, I don't know, I guess because they all take place on snow and ice. We watched some of the people in the half pipe, whether it was snowboarding or on skis, knocking themselves out. We watched the speed skaters run into each other and cut each other with their skates. That's terrifying. Some of those people, I think, are just crazy. Speed skating, skating with those giant knives on your feet does not look fun. It looks scary. I'm sure once you get used to it, but oh my goodness. It's like roller derby, but without the padding and knives on your feet. But it was interesting to watch. Okay, so leave me a comment if you've been watching the Olympics. What's been your favorite sport so far? I really love watching the figure skating. I like all of it. Ice dancing, pair skating, the individual skating. I like all of it. And we watched a lot of curling, even if I didn't understand all the rules. I understand it better now that we've watched so much. So what was your favorite sport? There were some new ones this year, they said, the mountaineering, and I don't know if that was the only new one. I didn't watch a whole lot of the ski ones. I watched the biathlon a couple of times, but we did watch like bobsledding and stuff, luge, skeleton, all of those. Or are you waiting for the Summer Olympics? That's what my son is doing. He likes watching all the track events because he used to run track. He was asking me a bunch of questions about which events are the most popular. Is winter more popular than summer? I'm like, I like watching all of it because there's no way I could do any of it. I think that's enough for my personal life. Let me move on to my diamond painting life. First of all, you guys, I don't know if I'm going to get this one done in a month. I have, what, 7 days left now? I think if I finish this row, I'll be a little over halfway. So today, while we're watching the Olympics, I'm going to try and diamond paint most of the day and see how far I get to see if I think I have any shot at all of finishing it. There's no way I'm going to finish this one and do my Aquarius teacup, which kind of makes me sad. I wanted to do the teacup because it's Aquarius's month, February, and I'm an Aquarius, so I wanted to do it, but I don't think I'm going to get it done. And I don't know if I will get it done in March either because the March Diamond Paint Along is coming up soon. I did put a reminder out on Facebook for everybody. Our March Diamond Paint Along, again, no real prizes, no real rules. We're just having fun diamond painting something themed together so we can all talk to each other and show each other pretty pictures about what we're diamond painting, is our oldest kit. And I think I'm going to do my Heaven and Earth design flapper one that I kitted up and made all the mistakes with. I don't know if I'm going to have enough drills for sure to finish it. I will get going on it and see. I definitely have more of a chance to finish that one in a month than I would the bigger one. The other one is much larger. And those two are technically my oldest kits, so I'm going to do those, or do that one for March, and we'll see how far I get. My goodness, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the wind has really picked up. It's not supposed to really start snowing heavily until Monday, but maybe it's going to move in early. We'll see what happens. Anyway, even though I don't think I'm going to get this one done by the end of February, I am really enjoying it. I've done the dog, I've done the cat, I've done the sleeping fox, I've done a lot of like the little mushrooms, the pine cones, the chair the dog is sleeping in. I'm doing some flowers and stuff, and I think once I get up into the trees, maybe I'll get into some more multi-placing. So maybe by then it'll go a little bit faster than it has been because it won't be quite so confetti heavy. I will get some more multi-placing options up in the sky with some of the blues and things. Right now it's been a lot of reds, greens, browns, oranges, some yellow, but I haven't really done any blues yet. Been a couple of blues, just a few drills here and there, and that's it. So I'm hoping as I get closer to the top, like I said, that it will be a little bit more multi-placing than I'm getting right here. But it's all good. It's all coming together and it's super pretty. I can't wait to see what this one looks like when it's finished. Too bad it's not available anymore. I think people would enjoy this one, but Diamond Painting Shop isn't carrying this one. Although, if you've never done a Diamond Painting Shop, I would encourage you. I haven't done any of her squares yet. All I've done is rounds because the big muka that I did from her was rounds and now this one. But they are very nice drills. The canvas is nice. Lots of detail. She tends to carry larger ones, so if you like smaller ones, it may not be for you, but she does carry some nice larger canvases. So, oh, and what did I see today? Some diamond painting related things. First of all, I saw that, who is it, Single and Placing, and somebody else is going to be doing a podcast about diamond painting called You Know the Drill. I think that was the name of it, which was kind of intriguing, but I'm like, what are they going to talk about? Are they going to talk about tools, accessories? I mean, is this going to be like a YouTube channel, but just in a podcast format? Are they going to do like wipnchat where people can, are they going to answer questions? I don't think I follow either one of them, so, but I thought it was interesting. But it's going to be a podcast, not a YouTube channel, so, which I guess frees you up from having to have something to show on screen every time you do it. But that's how I first kind of really got into regular diamond painting when I found it during COVID. I found a lady on Twitch. I don't know if she still does it or not, but basically, because everybody was in lockdown, she would get on. She still went to work because she worked for a grocery store, but she would get on every evening and spend a couple hours every evening she would diamond paint and talk while the rest of us would chat on the computer. She was the only one that could speak, but the rest of us would put questions in the chat and things like that. I think Rachel Ray is on Twitch too, but anyway, she would diamond paint, so I would diamond paint along and listen to her chat about her life and her day and things that were going on while she was also diamond painting. It was nice. But Twitch was a thing where sort of the same thing as YouTube, except in YouTube instead of, I guess it's the same thing now, but back then YouTube didn't have memberships, so you just got really AdSense money. You made money on YouTube for the ads that got run on your channel. Twitch, it was get subscribers, and then people could, I don't remember what they called them, buy bits or something that were like tips you could give them, and that money went to them. And once they got a certain number of subscribers, they could monetize on Twitch as well. So you could get like special emotes if you did certain things for the channel and all that kind of stuff. I don't even remember all of it now. It's been so long since I watched Twitch. But we have 2 subscriptions that we pay for. I watch an actual D&D play show called Critical Role, and we pay for a subscription to that. And then I watch another D&D actual play show called Dimension 20, and we have a subscription to Dropout TV, which is where Dimension 20 is. It has a lot of other things on Dropout, but we really just watch Dimension 20. So I don't really pay for memberships or any of that kind of stuff on Twitch or YouTube or Patreon or any of that kind of stuff. So anyway, that was a tangent. So update about the podcast. And then I don't remember if I saw it on Facebook or Instagram. Might even have been YouTube. I don't know. Anyway, Gems Flow has done an update. I've had Gems Flow on my phone forever, but I never use it because it's digital and I keep my own spreadsheets and stuff. So I just felt like it was kind of duplicating work for me to do it that way. And I like my pencil and paper, my pen and paper logbook, but I know other people use it. So those of you who use it, has the update been useful? It lets you track time. There's like a start stop timer on the project. I can't remember what other things they said, but I was just like, I don't know if I want to spend the time adding all of that stuff in. I don't really use it. Again, I have my own spreadsheets and stuff that I prefer because they're set up with the stuff the way I want it. A lot of the stuff that's in there, like it'll let you keep track of your spare drills and what colors you have and all that. I'm not interested in that. But for those of you who use it, are the updates good? Is there something in there that's like, oh, it's way better now, I should give it a second chance? I just have a hard time using my phone for things because it's too small of a screen. That's why I read on my iPad and not on my phone. I could have all my Kindle stuff on my phone, but I don't like the small screens. I much prefer reading on my iPad. Those 2 things. So let me know if you use Gems Flow, if it's what's better about it, if anything. I told you I'm going to be working on my flapper. Won't finish this one. Oh, you guys. This kit has had some static in it and a couple of colors. I'm too lazy to go find my static spray when I'm sitting in the living room. I don't want to get up and walk into the other room and find my static spray and do all of that. So the quick trick is just to blow some warm, moist air with your breath into the container, and then I kind of fog it up and close it, and the moisture will help get rid of some of the static. So I had done that with a couple of colors that were really staticky. So I was sitting there with my husband watching TV, diamond painting. All of a sudden, I bite down and I'm like, oh my God, did I break a tooth? What is that? Because it felt like a piece of tooth. So I'm trying to immediately think, what did I eat? And I'm like, I didn't eat anything, hadn't eaten anything crunchy even or anything that day. And I pull it out. You guys, it was literally a drill in my mouth. And I was like, what in the heck? How did it get in my mouth? And then I realized that I had put my mouth right by the container so I could blow the hot air in there. And somehow, sadly, 2 of them must have jumped into my mouth at some point because there were 2 of them in there. It was pretty sad. And I was like, well, that's got to go down in history as the strangest place I've ever found a drill. So if you've ever found a drill in a stranger place than the inside of your mouth, please enlighten me. Leave me a comment. We can all have a chuckle at me finding several of them in my mouth. Where else have you found them? I mean, I know I find them on the floor. I found Oscar chewing on one that had dropped on the floor when I was in the living room diamond painting. I found them in my shoes. I found them stuck to me. I found them in my bed, but in my mouth has definitely got to be a first for me. So if that's happened to you, please share so that I don't feel like the only idiot out here with drills in her mouth. Oh, I think the only other thing that I was going to tell you guys was I did the stay or go with my sunken ship. I think what I'm going to do is take somebody's advice and put it on Facebook Marketplace. Now, before everybody hops on their Facebook, I'm only going to sell it to people who are local to my area. And I'm not trying to make a bunch of money off of it or anything. But my husband pointed out that if we put it on there and tried to sell not just it, but a couple of my other kits that I know I'm never going to get to, maybe I could find some people locally who also diamond paint, and then maybe I could have a diamond painting group locally. So that's what I'm going to do, I think, is put that and maybe one or two others out there and see if anybody is interested. And if they are interested, then we can do the local pickup thing, and then maybe I'll get to meet someone in person who also diamond paints. It's got to be more than just me here, right? Hubby and I last week we'd seen the first Knives Out movie, so we ended up watching the second and third one. The first one was the best one. And then we've been watching some shows on Prime, Amazon Prime, cold case file type shows, that sort of thing. The one we've been watching lately is the top most notorious Nordic crimes. So things that happen in Norway, Sweden. Oh my goodness. The last episode we watched, the horrific crime was some lady running a prostitution ring. That's it. Nobody got killed. Nobody was even injured. I guess maybe their pride, because some people high up got caught out for being clients, so maybe they were embarrassed, but that was it. And I looked at my husband and I was like, this is what qualifies as notorious crime in Norway? Wow. I just can't even imagine that being the most notorious thing. We've also been watching some weird shows. We watched one about Ted Bundy, and then I read the book by Anne Rule about him. I've read books about him before, but yeah, it was interesting because that was probably 20 years ago or so that I read those books. So coming at it from the perspective of the age where I am now, yeah, everything hit just a little bit different, I think, now that I have kids of my own and everything. We also watched one about that Sherry Papini lady, the one that pretended she'd been kidnapped. It was a documentary about it, and then we found out she's just recently done her own kind of answer back to that documentary, but it's new enough that we can't find it anywhere for free. We have to rent it from Amazon if we want to watch it, and I haven't wanted to do that yet. So if you've seen it, let me know. Is it worth it? Is it worth the rental? Okay, that was off track as well. I think that's everything I wanted to tell you guys. I did get some stuff done, if not everything. So you can see the roof of one of the little roofs of the treehouse here. This is another light, a window with light shining through, I think. I'm enjoying it so far. Even though it is a lot of confetti, I've really enjoyed it so far. So hopefully I can move this off of my film table and back into the living room so that I can finish this row, and then when I flip it around, so I'm working upside down and I'm start working towards myself, it'll be much easier. Because right now I feel like I'm reaching to get to it. But I just got to finish this row, which is like 4 more sections, and then I can flip it, and then hopefully the rest of it will go a lot faster. Fingers crossed anyway that I can finish it before the end of February. That's it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end of the video. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. What are you doing, Oscar? Look at Sable over there. Look at Sable sleeping. Oscar's just laying here being quiet. Don't lick the camera, Oscar. Sable, you're being a good girl. Yeah, you're being a good girl. Oscar's being crazy. You gonna lick it too? Oh, bonk, Oscar. Oh my God, your mouth looked huge. Sable's gonna lay down. Are you gonna lay down?